Indications that the conflict in the Middle East is coming to a close are scarce. The UAE has endured thousands of missile and drone strikes from Iran. Iran's attacks have jeopardized its reputation as a secure, pristine, and affluent center for trade and tourism in the Middle East. High-ranking officials from the United Arab Emirates have adopted a sharper tone in their statements regarding Iran. Weeks ago, Noura Al Kaabi, a minister of state at the UAE's foreign ministry, said, "An Iranian regime that launches ballistic missiles at homes, weaponizes global trade, and supports proxies is no longer an acceptable feature of the regional landscape. We want a guarantee that this will never happen again." Now, a report has revealed that Israel sent an Iron Dome system to the United Arab Emirates during the Iran war, along with personnel who operated it on site. But why hasn't the UAE, despite having absorbed more fire than any other Gulf state, entered the war fray yet? Here's all you need to know. According to a report by Axios, Israel provided the United Arab Emirates with an Iron Dome air defense system at the onset of the conflict with Iran. This transfer included not only the sophisticated defense equipment, but also personnel tasked with its operation, as stated by two officials from Israel and one from the United States. Since the war began, the UAE has been a primary target of Iranian attacks. In response to the relentless shelling, the UAE sought assistance from its allies. Following a conversation with the president of the UAE, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is said to have greenlit the deployment of the Iron Dome defense system. This marked the first time Israel deployed Iron Dome abroad, and the first use of the system outside Israel and the United States. It successfully intercepted dozens of Iranian missiles. The presence of Israeli soldiers in the UAE could prove to be a politically delicate matter in the region, and Netanyahu's choice might invite backlash within Israel. It's important to note that Israel and the UAE signed a peace agreement in 2020. Since that time, despite some disagreements over various topics, including Gaza, officials from both Israel and the Emirates assert that their collaboration is at its strongest point ever. But how successful is the Iron Dome? The sophisticated system is capable of detecting incoming fire and deploying only if the projectile is headed toward a population center or sensitive military or civilian infrastructure. Israeli leaders say the system isn't 100% guaranteed, but credit it with preventing serious damage and countless casualties. The Iron Dome system specializes in shooting down short-range rockets. It has intercepted thousands of rockets since it was activated early last decade, including volleys by Hamas and Hezbollah, and Israel says it has a success rate of over 90%. Last but not least, let's decode why the UAE has not entered the war fray yet. Efforts aimed at destabilizing Iran's government and its sovereignty are likely to provoke a surge in retaliatory actions directed at weakening the Gulf nations: Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. The Gulf countries to date have done a credible job in air defense. However, they are bound to encounter a significant logistical challenge in an extended conflict when it comes to balancing the expenses of expensive interceptors with the low cost of drones. Missiles, each costing hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, fly fast, are hard to shoot down, and carry a huge explosive payload. But for now, the bigger threat may come from the drones. Drones are small, slow, cheap, and easy to shoot down, but so plentiful that they come in swarms. Most drones in use today are smaller than traditional military aircraft and require different kinds of air defenses. Drones fly slower and lower to the ground, and that means that many air defense systems are not optimized to shoot them down. The advanced air defenses used to protect high-value targets from missiles are not ideally suited to stopping cheap drones. An entire swarm of drones can cost less than a surface-to-air missile used to take out just one of them. As per the Foreign Policy Research Institute, Moscow is highly motivated to prolong this conflict and the accompanying surge in oil prices for as long as it can, and it is also capable of supplying Tehran with drones that ironically are derived from Iranian blueprints. Think tank analysts say drone attacks against Gulf states' commercial buildings, desalination plants, data centers, oil terminals, and tourist spots will cause economic losses and an exodus of workers. This will put considerable economic and political strain on the Gulf states due to decreased oil sales, attacks against vulnerable infrastructure needed to live in the desert, and the loss of commercial, data, financial, and tourist industries, as well as their role as a worldwide transportation hub.